It's Nolan.
Now, before we get started, make sure y'all hitting that like button. Make sure y'all sharing it on your respective platforms. Let somebody know what we're doing today. Now, let's get into the show.
Man, these niggas don't know what the fuck I got going on, bro. Plotting on the mill, I give them something to feel, yeah. My foundation is strong enough, I could build her. Groundbreaking, the promise to keep it real, nigga. Everything that I want, I'm bound to fulfill. Niggas want you to do the work for 'em. Nigga, I know the calm. Want you to bring the application and fill out the form. Want you to fill the expectations, then eat out your palm. But dog, I'm grinding everything I got. I had the squad fighting for fresh air. Walking home, fucking up fresh pairs. Toothbrush in my pocket is kept there. Doing miles, rain, sleet, or snow, I'ma get there. But all you seem to think about is rocking some neckwear. Nigga, fuck it, I can kick the bucket. If you like it, I love it. I'm in this fight for abundance, feel like my time is coming. It's kinda funny how attention start to change. Good intentions pave the road to hell, at least they know my name, right? Industry figures sending cease and desist. 20 years of rapping and niggas didn't know I exist. Shit is a distraction, my passion, know I gotta persist. Throw me a lob of assist, a nigga won't stop till I'm rich, motherfucker. Plotting on the mill, I give them something to feel, yeah. My foundation is strong enough, I could build her. Groundbreaking, the promise to keep it real, nigga. Everything that I want, I'm bound to fulfill. Ayy, plotting on the mill, I give them something to feel, yeah. My foundation is strong enough, I could build her. Groundbreaking, the promise to keep it real, nigga. Everything that I want, I'm bound to fulfill. Ayy.
What's going on, beautiful people? It's the kid J Nolan here. Welcome back to another episode of Inside the Industry, your number one source for music, entertainment, commentary, and breakdowns. Hope everybody's doing well on this Sunday evening. Those of y'all that tuned into the Chapo interview, I hope y'all enjoyed it. Those of y'all that gave donations and stuff and supported the channel, much appreciated. Those of y'all that have gone out and checked out Chapo's new project, Chapo, or his Complex Freestyle, or any of his other music that's been out, much love and respect to y'all. Go follow him at Live from the East on Twitter, aka X. Follow him on Instagram at Live Moolah. That's with 2 A's on Instagram. And look up his music, Live Moolah, on all streaming platforms. Before we get into this video, I also want to give a big shout out to my guy 12. He's got a new album out called Dreamlight, in which I'm featured on. I'm featured on track 1 called Picture Me Flying, which is inspired by Tupac's Picture Me Rolling. It doesn't sample it, but it's inspired by it in terms of content. And then there's another song, track 10 on there called No Love. All right. Now, I don't have more of these. He sent these from me. 12 is a producer from Poland. Super good dude. He's played my music on the radio out in Poland on a show called Rap Session, or aka Rap Sestia, as they say out there. And he's also with this website called Pop Killer, which is a dope website that covers music. They also do media correspondence at festivals out there in Poland. And they've also supported Chapo in the past as well. So didn't know that till recently. So shout out to all of that going on, all right? Now, in this particular video, we're going to be getting into the origins of Drake's Nokia, okay? The internet talks, man. The internet moves fast. As this song is climbing up the charts and having success, new music video out, a lot of people dissecting the shots and the imagery in the video. We now have a video of the producer on the song. Mr. Elkin is the producer of the song. I believe he's also in the songwriting credits because he also wrote the hook and the bridge for this record. And it's now been revealed that this instrumental and the idea for the hook have been available on the internet since October of last year. Okay. Now, I want to clarify, this is not about ghostwriting necessarily, but this is a situation where he brought the record to Drake already fully fleshed out. As you'll see, there's material that shows that this idea was already done in his voice. So all Drake really had to do was go in the studio and fill in the verses and, of course, re-record it in his voice. But again, this is not a ghostwriting situation. This is a situation where the producer comes with a song that's already pre-made, pre-written. The concept is already there. There's certain elements of the song that's already there, but Drake and whomever Drake decided to work with came up with the verses. But the essence of the record, the feel of the record and the concept of the record was already fully constructed by the time it got to him. We're gonna pull that up. There's some more leaks coming out of Drake's camp. I don't know if this is OVO leaking this stuff out on purpose or if this is some nefarious kids on the internet that are hacking or something. You know what I'm saying? Seems that there are multiple leaks in Drake's camp, whether that be the music side of his camp, the clerical side of his camp. And if you listen to Kendrick Lamar, he claims that there's people leaking information from his side as well. We'll get into that. And we also have VLAD the Hip Hop Impaler coming out and implying that there may have been some foul play from Drake at his house. Remember, he used to live in Hidden Hills out in LA. And he claims that Drake has been out here paying off ladies that may have encountered some, let's just say, negative actions in his home back when he used to live in LA. He's basically saying that if things were to come to light, it could definitely be a troublesome precedent. Now, again, we call him Vlad the Hip Hop Impaler because I don't fuck with Vlad. I don't fuck with the person he's sitting down with in terms of the DJ that don't spin. However, we're going to talk about it just briefly because this is something that is circulating on the net, and we do talk about these things on the channel. All right, so all three of those subjects will be addressed in this video. Okay, we're going to start with Nokia and Mr. Elkin, I believe his name is.
Yeah, let's get it.
Hey, 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 hey.
Get it, let's get it.
Who it is? Ho? Who it is? Who it is? Ho?
It's the
Who
boy.
it is? Who calling that shit? You calling my shit? Who calling my shit?
I've been listening to a lot of Tame lately. Listening to a lot of Beach House.
That's crazy. He even sounded damn near like the nigga Drake. Who it is? I thought that was his ass. Turns out it was this young man right here, and it sounds like he got somewhat of a British accent. I need to look further into this young man. I've never heard his name, never seen his face before. So to me, he's a fresh face in the industry, but let me look him up for more info because that's what we do on the channel. Well, damn, it looks like the industry is just now getting acclimated to him too. So here is Billboard with an article that just came out a few days ago on March 31st. Here's everything we know about Elkin, the producer behind Drake's Nokia. So let's get into it. Here's what we know about the producer behind Drake's latest Hot 100 hit. They don't even got his picture in the goddamn article. What the fuck? So Drake is back with another earworm, and we have the producer Elkin to thank for it. This week, Drizzy's latest hit, Nokia, sneaks back into the top 10 of the Billboard Hot 100, reaching a new peak of number 7 as fans are waiting with bated breath for the arrival of the song's IMAX video. Of course, that's already out by now. This came out before the video. Dropping later, okay? Appearing on Drake and Party Next Door's joint album, Some Sexy Songs for You, Nokia emerged as the leader of the pack amongst 3 other chart-topping songs off the project, Die Tryin', Give Me a Hug, and Somebody Loves Me. While Nokia is littered amongst 20 other lusty, heartbroken R&B slow burns, the song commands listeners to dry their tears and hit the dance floor. Drake's Who's Calling My Phone catchphrase is already breaking the internet, which we see was already there when Elkin created it. They say it's already breaking the internet and will undoubtedly crash every karaoke bar this summer as soundtracked by Elkin's bouncy beat. Not just his beat, but his hook. The producer, who's from Sierra Leone and is based out of the UK, graces Drake with a disorienting backdrop which disintegrates from a sweaty and pummeling Atlanta bass beat into a slithering synth-driven funk groove. So who is Elkin and how long has he been honing this unique style? Here's everything Billboard knows about the buzzing producer behind the boy's latest hit. So they say the 21-year-old producer began his production journey back when he was between the ages of 8 and 10. His uncle, an artist based out of Sierra Leone at the time, introduced him to FL Studio. Shout out to FL and all my FL producers out there. Elkin admitted in an interview with Waves.com that he wasn't interested in the software at first, but eventually began tinkering around in FL's demo version. He then fully locked in with producing after taking a class led by a producer named Eli Brown. He said, I saw Eli Brown post a sample on Twitter and it blew me away. He said in an interview with Spill Your Sauce podcast in 2023, I reached out to him about his class and I'm so grateful for the opportunity to learn from him and completely change my perspective on what could be achieved with samples. From there, Elkin became obsessed with making samples, with his first official release being a sample from Tory Lanez Jokes on Me when he was 17. After getting some praise online, Elkin decided to pursue production full time. So did he produce that record or did he sample from it? Okay, being a sample. So he sampled Tory Lanez, not produced for him. So his claim to fame began meshing nursery rhymes within his samples, and he got his official start producing as part of a well-established group called Rucker Collective. One of Elkin's samples from 2020, titled Dead or Alive, caught the attention of Lil Baby, who was seen on TikTok rapping over the beat in the studio. So Lil Baby gave him his first major look when he was producing as part of a collective called Rucker Collective. Okay. The sample eventually made its way to Metro Boomin, who added drums and tinkered with it a bit more to make his Heroes and Villains cut Metro Spider with Young Thug in 2022. So that Metro Spider off Heroes and Villains was a sample created by Mr. Elkin. Okay, I hope he got his credit on there properly. The rest was history as Elkin continued to produce for well-known rappers, including Russ, shout out to Russ, Nems, and Lecrae. Shout out to all of them, Nems and Lecrae. The latter collaboration of which led to his first Grammy win in 2024 for his work on Church Clothes 4. Big shout out to Lecrae. Now, what inspired Nokia specifically? While working on the beat for Nokia, Elkin said on Instagram in February, the instrumental was just inspired by real life events. Nokia came from people I love ringing my line, asking if I was okay, inviting me out to karaoke, clubbing, going to crazy food spots, and just enjoying the finer things in life, he wrote on IG. Elkin added that he knew the result would be a smash hit. When Drake puts pen to pad on an Elkin ting, you know it's a special one, he concluded. Okay? So that is what we currently know about this young man, Elkin. And apparently he was on, what YouTube channel was that? He was on AYN Sounds, AYN Sounds YouTube in October of last year, where the Nokia beat and idea was first heard. And now people are drawing back to it saying, whoa, we done found this on YouTube. What the hell? So the boy didn't write that neither? And here we are with more discourse about who did what. Now, again, I must reiterate, this isn't ghost writing. Elkin is a credited writer on this song for doing the production and bringing the hook and the bridge to the table. So this is it's not hidden information. However, I don't think a lot of people would have believed if they heard his exact intro and everything. You would think that was improvisational on Drake's part. Come to find out, it was not. But I do think this is still a mistake or a misstep for Drake, OVO, and whoever else was behind the administrative duties for this project. I think if you want to try to clean up Drake, try to quell some of these rumors, try to quell some of these instances, somebody should have scrubbed the internet to find if there was any material related to the album that could possibly hinder or make them look bad or cause more questions or investigation into the authenticity of Drake's pen, because this is something that he continues to fight. It continues to be a conversation. So I would have definitely went to AYN Sounds or AYN Sounds or whoever you pronounce that channel and said, hey, can we just scrub that piece of the video? We don't have to take the video down, but could y'all please go into the editing suite on YouTube and clip that out just so we can cover up this situation? We know he produced it. We know he came up with some things, but just to make it clean for the boy, we need y'all to clip that out. That would have been smart. If I was on the team and this thing had been lingering around for 6 months ahead of time since October, you best believe that would have been thrown under, you know what I'm saying? It would have been done. But hey man, just another situation of not being as calculated as some would think. All right, we're going to keep the show going though, because of course, outside of that, there are a couple other leaked records that have come to our attention on the internet. Now, Mr. Web Sheriff, I don't want no smoke. I didn't do it. All right? I don't leak people's songs. We just talk about them and have conversation and commentary around them. So leave me the fuck alone, please. So here we are on hiphopandmore.com, which is a website that talks about things going on in hip hop, music, videos, news, exclusives, premieres, all of these things. They say unreleased Drake song Cheerios surfaces online, makes references to 50 Cent, 21 Savage, and more. Okay. In this update, there's another leak called Waiting to Exhale that we'll get to in just a moment. We're going to scroll back up to this, but let's get to Cheerios first. So they say Drake is currently ruling the charts with his song Nokia as fans wait on another release from the star to see if he can keep the momentum up post the Kendrick feud. A track by the rapper has just leaked online. Curiously enough, Drake can even be heard bragging about how he just drops a #1 and forgets about it. So when was this track written? Could be any time considering the #1 hits he has released over the years. The track, apparently titled Cheerios, is produced by Tay Keith and has a push-ups-like feel to the bounce. Drake can be heard referencing 50 Cent on the record, talking about how many men have tried to knock him down, but that is not the only rapper Drake references on the record. In fact, Drake slyly name drops an Atlanta rapper he had a whole collab album with, 21 Savage. In fact, he starts the scheme with a bar that goes, "I had a 6 cents at 21. Now remember, 6 cents is what Kendrick talked about in the battle, right? The whole Joel Osteen or the Haley Joe Osment bar, my 6 cents telling me to offing, and then the callback to I See Dead People. Here he says he had a 6 cents at 21, ending with a bar on the lines of she was 30 when we sexed, that was 21, okay? Now, I don't know who he was talking about being 30 years old when they had their, sexual encounter in the year of 2021. They say now whether that scheme is just wordplay or something more, we don't quite know yet. Still, it is interesting to see Drake referencing a rapper that, according to Kendrick, added to Drake's otherwise abysmal street credit in the U.S. In the same spirit, potential references on the song were also made towards rappers like Gunna and Young Thug. Some fans also believe that the entire track could in fact be a subliminal shot at Kendrick, who had a track called Cartoons and Cereal. If they're right, then Cheerios could in fact be a reference to that. They say, well, what do you think? Well, let's go ahead and pull it up, and hopefully the web sheriff won't come around with them goddamn cuffs.
Hey, Keith, fuck these niggas up.
Man, that shit loud.
Oh damn, oh damn, oh damn, oh damn. You know Gucci let it blam, then he pass it to his man. Got a batting glove on, he don't hold it in his hand. And he throw it out the window and just leave it where it land. Or he throw it in the water, make him dig it out the sand. Hey, scratched out the cereal, we call that shit a Cheerio. And then they
Scratching
taking
off
clothes
cereals.
off and bleaching that material, I'm gone. Hey, they be wishing death on me like 50 said. Many men, many men. Trust me, there's a ton of them. I should probably be in there with thugging them or be in there with gunning them. If they locking niggas up for growing up around some hitters trying to govern them. Or
So this must have been made this had to been made when Gunna was still inside the John. You know what I'm saying? Because remember, Thug and Gunna was going through it, but Gunna got out first. But the reference he made, he said should be in there with Gunna and them. So this is when Gunna was pretty much still, safe, for lack of better terms.
building something from the bottom with your brothers down. Hey, J Skull get hot here.
Did Kendrick hear this song before all this shit took place? There's too much. The 6 cents is in here. The Was this a diss track that was supposed to be released years ago? A couple years ago? Does it get deeper than just first person shooter being what ticked him off? These are just questions. I don't know nothing. Please don't mistake me for a nigga that knows something. But this is eerily familiar to what Kendrick came out with last year. Who's he talking about? She was 30 when we sexed. That was 21. Who's he talking about? Who was he dating at that time? Is he talking about that the basketball player mama? I know he was courting her back at that time period, but who else could that possibly been? ASAP was already locked down with Rihanna by then, right? Who is he talking about? It has to matter for him to rap about it and say it in that way.
She was 30 when we sexed, that was 21.
And they dropped
I be
the beat.
talking to the DA like that nigga dumb. What? You be talking to the DA like, yeah, he the one. What? You almost 50, but you rapping like you're 21. Where the fuck they do that at aside from where you from?
Who is he talking about here? Is that a diss at Ross? Who else was 50? Who was near 50 dissing? I don't even know anybody who was 50 that he was unaligned with. Tomas, was that a preemptive Rick Ross diss? I don't know, bruh. Cause let me stop. Shit is crazy right now. And just so y'all know, I did not discover this. Almighty is a Drake stan. He dropped this. This ain't none of my work. Okay? I did not discover none of this shit. I did not leak none of this shit. I'm just asking questions about this shit. All right? I believe that's all that's in the raps on that. Then we have this Waiting to Excel record featuring 21 Savage. They say that this one is from around 21, 22 during the creation of their collab album, Her Loss. Okay? What do we have here? Curse a Lil Thotty with a hex spell. Since when is that your bag?
Emojis on.
What the fuck going on here? I don't want to fuck, just some intel. And he talking about being in Delilah. Now remember, on Family Matters, he says, I hit the Delilah with all of my ice. Basically saying, y'all can't stop me from coming to LA. I still come out that bitch rocking all my jewelry. Here we have him talking about, I don't want to fuck, just some intel. Then talking about going to Delilah. Then he says something referencing a diss track. Who dissed him at that time? I'll rewind this back a little bit. Who is he talking about?
Yeah, baby, it's a war case. She got some fan mail.
Diss track sounding like some fan mail. Who is he talking about?
All that
But then you go back to Kendrick on the Beyonce record, America Has a Problem. And he said, I hope his day one fans got some facts on them. So is that what he's responding to at the time? This is unreleased now. This was never dropped. So these are tracks where he's taking shots at somebody, multiple people sounds like, that never got released. Then we have Kendrick coming out on Like That last year with the we heard how many times Drake said on that unreleased joint. Something tells me, and this is just me shooting off the hip, y'all can say what y'all want, I feel like Kendrick heard these records ahead of time. It's just too close. I don't care about 21 Savage verse. I don't think anybody does. I don't think 21 cares about his verse. So let's keep going. And shout out to 21 Savage, by the way. You know what I'm saying? I ain't got no smoke with you, homie. We just keeping the show concise. So here we have a conversation between two of the fucking hip hop Slovengers. The DJ that don't spin and the DJ that hasn't spun in 20 years. And they say here, Vlad saying Drake and his crew did some shit when he first moved to Hidden Hills. Now, I have no inkling of what this could mean. Vlad is known for exposing people on his platform and niggas getting indictments and shit like that. So I will let him speak for himself based on what he believes he knows.
I will say, though, you know what I was impressed by? With all the shit and say Not Like Us and everything, people talking about Drake, not one chick even erroneously filed a lawsuit or like, I thought there was going to be a few of those to take advantage of the moment. And there's been not one person that's accused Drake of anything.
Yeah, but I wouldn't be surprised if some shit starts coming out. Because from what I understand, when Drake first moved to like Hidden Hills, like they were wilding out in that house, and him and his homies were doing some shit that probably got covered up somehow.
What you
know what I'm
mean?
saying? And now maybe people got paid. And
I remember he was partying. No, not like.
I heard some stories, but and I'm not going to mention.
I know dude was getting it in type shit.
I mean, some things could happen around that if certain people really started to make a lot of noise. But I think
maybe he's paying them off. Like, yo,
I think Drake is just paying them off. And so, I mean, listen. I mean, if you look at the R. Kelly situation,
R. Kelly,
right, that whole case hinged around the video.
Now you know it's bad when a motherfucker gotta harken back to some R. Kelly shit next to your name. Now, I didn't say it. I'm not trying to purport anything. I have no knowledge of anything. I talk about what the people talking about in the game. This is something that's circulating as of the last 24 hours. As y'all can see the timestamp on that. I didn't make that. I didn't upload that. I didn't see that prior. And I say these things because I know there's always going to be people that want to come and shit on the content. And you might as well take that to your bathroom and handle your business privately, because coming over here gonna get your ass lit the fuck up. I'm just gonna let you know, okay? Just going to let you know. But that's what we have on the table, man. Now, y'all feel free to let me know what y'all think of all of this, right? I don't know what happened. We hear Vlad implying that people could possibly get in trouble for some of the shit that happened when Drake first moved to Hidden Hills in LA. Some people are possibly being paid off to suppress information. I don't know anything. I don't want to know anything. But if something comes out, I'll cover it. You feel me? Now, y'all can feel free to let me know what y'all think of all of this down below in the comments. Be sure to like and share this video. If this is your first time seeing me on YouTube, go ahead and subscribe to the channel, become an insider. Once again, if you have not seen the Chapo interview going over his career in music, being discovered by former NBA player Chris Mills, being signed to MBK Entertainment, the same label that found Alicia Keys, her, Tyrese. He's also a part of that lineage, right? His work with Harvey Mason Media, being the youngest songwriter that they discovered over there at that company at the time. His work, was being distributed throughout the industry underneath the Harvey Mason Media umbrella. Therefore, his name was not connected to those creations. Get into all of that, man, and check out his new album, Chapo, which is out right now under the stage name Live Moolah, okay? Go check that out. Come back. Check out some more over here with Inside the Industry. Be sure to like and share this video and join us, become an insider. I'll catch y'all in a minute, though. Peace. King of my city and cul-de-sac. Coming, I swinging like soldier rag. Leading my people like quarterback. Boy, I study this shit, I'm an almanac. Had to get up and grind. Knowledge is booming, I'm here to apply. Came with the chip and the dip, it just single the mind. We finna do more than survive. I need my check. Spinning the block for the Gouda. We hitting the jeweler to flood out the net. We don't do beef on computers, I'm straight out the sewer. We come when you rest. Niggas be looking perplexed, so keeping my foot on their neck. No map, I trust my gut for the quest. But drama, I'm fully abreast. I was ready for years and they died of me. All of a sudden they tell me they proud of me. I been dropping these haters like calories. Cross them out, I came back with some boundaries. Stand for my honor, but too raw, no gunner. Packing the stick with a drummer. Wanna catch my bad, won't fumble. I done came too far to be humble.